What's going on, ViJaGamers? It's the ViJaPlayer here, and today we have the Unbent tree. It is a Iron Banner auto rifle, and you guys might have had it from the first Iron Banner that came out, the first Iron Banner of Year 3, or you might have gotten it from this current Iron Banner that is going on and is about to end. And like always, we're gonna get it started off with the stats. As you can see here, the rate of fire is completely maxed out, and the impact is very small and minuscule. It's a very small impact. It's the same archetype as the Doctrine of Passing, so if you want something to compare it to, I would compare it to that, except for this one could have different rolls on it, so I think it's better because you could have different rolls varying from whatever to whatever else, any type of roll. As you can see, the range is very, very small on this thing, and the stability, reload, and magazine, those are all looking really good. The magazine is slightly decreased because of a perk, but that range though, that range is pretty small. But it doesn't really matter too much, especially with this roll that I have. Now, moving on to the sights of this auto rifle. These are all Iron Banner sights as well. I'm just going with the first one. It's a typical red dot sight, but I kind of like that the sights are a little bit different. They're Iron Banner sights, or whatever you want to call it. Moving on to the first set of perks right here. As you can see, I can have Hammer Forged on here, but then it would have like no stability. So that's why I'm rolling with the braced frame right there. All that stability, super important with a weapon like this, where, it could be really uncontrollable. Even if you have max stability, this gun can be pretty uncontrollable. And moving on to the second set of perks that we can choose from, I'm going with lightweight, because, having +2 agility is always pretty useful. And plus the casket mag, it takes away the stability, which isn't really that great. I mean, more magazine, just the trade-off isn't really good, at least in my opinion. I don't think anybody really rocks that perk, just to be honest with you. And of course, the last set of perks, Rangefinder. I like this perk on it. I also liked the Doctrine of Passing with the Rangefinder perk on it. So that this was the first one I got. And this is the first one I decided to use in the Crucible, and that's why I'm using this one with this particular roll. And it also has Focused Fire, which might be good to note that I haven't used Focused Fire on this weapon, but I heard that the Focused Fire is pretty good, but I haven't used it, and throughout this video there is no Focused Fire. We're just going with it, how it comes without Focused Fire with the Rangefinder. I think the Rangefinder is a lot more useful anyways, especially since most maps and most encounters, well, not most encounters you get into, but you can get into some encounters that require a little bit more range. Now, let's get into it, you guys. The Unbent tree, is this gun good? And honestly, not a lot of people use auto rifles. Even the Doctrine, which was known to be good. Everybody knows that the Doctrine's good. But not a lot of people use this Unbent tree, and or any auto rifle. A lot of people don't really use auto rifles anymore. It's more of a pulse rifle, hand cannon meta going on here. But this auto rifle is actually really good. I actually really like it. Like I said before, same thing as the Doctrine. So it reminds me a lot of the Doctrine. It has just that really ridiculously fast rate of fire. And it will melt people as long as you're hitting them in the face. As long as you're hitting them in the face, they're going to be melted by this thing. But like I said before, this really isn't the meta. This isn't really what everybody's going for. And it's probably not the best gun. It does seem to take a little too long sometimes. It seems to take just a little too long sometimes when you're shooting at people. If you're hitting the body shots. It might not melt as quickly, and you might not have such a good time using this weapon. And another thing to note is that when I was talking about the Focused Fire, I believe I said it before, but in case I didn't say it, but speaking of the Focused Fire, which is on this weapon, but I'm not using it, I'm reusing Rangefinder, remember. But I know somebody who has had it with focused fire, and they said it melts with focused fire. With focused fire, so maybe focused fire might be a better perk to have on there instead of the rangefinder or whatever perk. Or if you have focused fire on yours, it might be worth trying to use. But I think that this gun in general is worth trying to get and using if it looks like you have a good enough roll on it. Anything with added damage, added stability, added range. You guys should already know what kind of perks you're looking for generally. And I think this thing is pretty good. I don't think it's necessarily amazing or anything like that. Some of you guys might have a different outlook on this weapon. Maybe you guys should let me know in the comments below. And maybe you guys should let me know what your role is. If you like it, if you don't like it, at least let me know, and let me know what your role is as well. And then I can kind of get a more of an idea. If I get a different one, maybe I can do something else. Maybe I can have like a little gameplay video of it with focused fire on, or gameplay of it with, I don't know, double stability perks if I get one playing Iron Banner. But I definitely enjoy using it. It's like I said before, not the greatest, but in terms of archetypes, I believe this is probably the archetype you're gonna want. If you're gonna want an auto rifle, or if you're gonna want to use an auto rifle, it's probably gonna be this one for the most part. I'm not sure. Like I said before, though, just let me know in the comments below what you guys think about auto rifles, this auto rifle, the role I have, the role you have, anything like that. But you guys, that's about it from me. This has been the ViJaPlayer, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and comment and subscribe and do all that cool stuff. And I don't say this enough, but maybe you guys should definitely go to Twitter and follow me on Twitter. Because Twitter and new aged technology and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next one. This has been the ViJaPlayer, and I'm out. Peace.
Heavy ammo on the way. Heavy ammo available. Only 5 minutes left. final push and victory is yours. The victory was yours, and yours alone.